Hey guys, I'm Nick and welcome back to Sci-Finatics. Well, today we're talking about Star Trek Strange New Worlds Episode 5 of Season 2, which is entitled Charades. We've already seen a sneak peek scene from this episode. If you haven't caught that already, you can click up there to do so. But today we're having a look at the trailer plus some promotional photos that have just come out to showcase this new episode of Strange New Worlds. So we're going to take a look at the trailer first. It looks like an interesting one. We've got Spock losing his Vulcanness. He's gone through some anomaly. There's some sort of space-time rift or something him and Nurse Chapel go through, and it completely scrubs him of his Vulcan DNA. And it appears like this episode has Spock, let's just say, exploring his human side a little bit more in this upcoming episode. So it looks like it's going to be a quite an amusing episode with plenty of opportunities for some levity from the sounds of things. So should be a good one. Okay, so let's have a look at the trailer for the episode, and then after that we'll have a look at some of the shots in a bit more detail and see if we can kind of, work out what's going on in this episode. And then after that we'll have a look at the promo photos. Okay, let's look at the trailer.
Mr. Spock?
What's happened to me?
You were in a shuttle accident. Seems to have made you human.
What the I feel different.
Don't you get it?
Angry. Hungry?
I'd slow down a bit if I were you.
I'm making it for last time.
We're working on a cure.
If we can't change him back, he's gonna be stuck like this.
Do I smell more human?
Okay, now let's take a look at some of these shots from the trailer in a little bit more detail and see if we can kind of get a sense of what Spock's actually going through in this episode. Embracing humour seems to be one part of what he's going through. Everyone's having a good old laugh here over some drinks here in the mess hall or whatever it is. And Spock is really finding something incredibly amusing based on his reaction here in this shot. Experimenting with food also seems to be another avenue he's pursuing. Really humming into some bacon here that Pike's cooked on the grill in his quarters, and obviously bacon has never tasted so good. We've got Latta and number one in a shuttlecraft. Looks like the power's out and they're just using a flashlight there to shine light on some sort of, whether it's an artifact or some piece of technology that might be able to help them in their quest. And here we've got Ortegas and Chapel obviously heading back towards the space-time vortex to maybe help correct things. Okay, now we've got the promo photos to have a look at. There's a few cool looking photos here for us to check out for the upcoming episode. So let's have a look at those and see what they have in store for us. Okay, so in this first photo, we've obviously got Spock and Pike in Pike's quarters, and they're doing a bit of cooking. Pike loves the cooking, doesn't he? He's got some herbs there on the counter, obviously a lot of preparation going on there for a meal. He's got a nice steak and some ribs and everything on the grill there in front of him, and we've got obviously some fruit and veg and everything in front of Spock as well there. Looks like Spock's holding some herbs. I'm not sure what herbs they are, maybe some basil or something. Obviously helping Pike do a bit of cooking in his quarters here. Here we've got a shot of Spock in the conference room. They're obviously scanning some sort of planet there. We've got some planetary readout information there to do with atmosphere and everything in the top left-hand corner. And a shot of Spock obviously participating in our briefing here. Here's a shot of Nurse Chapel. She's looking a little bit sad, a little bit down in the dumps. She's got something on her mind. I kind of feel we're going to be delving into the Spock-Chapel relationship a bit in this episode, where we get to see a little bit more of the feelings between these two. And obviously Nurse Chapel is well and truly engrossed in some sort of mind battle she has going on about her feelings towards Spock in this shot. Here we have a shot of Pike and Spock's mum, Amanda, in the transporter room. She's obviously just beamed aboard. It appears like we've got some sort of meeting going on between Spock's parents and T'Pring's parents. We're going to see that coming up in a few more photos. She's, I'm not sure how old Spock's mum Amanda's meant to be, but she kind of doesn't look like she's that much older than Ethan Peck. Like, she's quite a young mother, considering she is in fact 100% human and not half anything else. Did she have Spock when she was like 10 years old or something, I mean, I know this actress has played Spock's mother before in Discovery and other past episodes, but geez, you know, there doesn't seem to be that big an age difference between the two. Here we have a shot of T'Pring and Spock getting ready for a bit of perhaps a meeting or a dinner between Spock's parents and T'Pring's parents. I wonder whether Spock has lost his ears in this shuttle accident thing, and he's obviously got his human side 100% taken over. And perhaps he's asked Dr. Mbenga to make himself some prosthetic ears or something just to get him through this special Vulcan dinner. We've seen that done before a few times. There have been episodes of Next Generation where crew members have been genetically altered to appear like other races. And even on Star Trek Enterprise, we had Dr. Phlox use some Hollywood makeup type procedures to give our characters artificial foreheads or ears or whatever to get them to pass as other alien races. So I wonder whether Mbenga's going to have to do this for Spock to hide his human ears for this episode. Here we've got a shot of T'Pring's parents, I'm guessing. T'Pring's mum and dad. Looking a little bit stern. Obviously, Spock is maybe doing something that is uncharacteristically not Vulcan, and there's a bit of questioning going on here, perhaps. And here we've no doubt got the reverse angle of this same scene. Spock and T'Pring obviously in this dinner, little dinner scenario here with T'Pring's parents. Spock does have pointy ears in this shot, so I'm wondering whether, yes, these ears are, have been placed on him by Mbenga as purely a cosmetic alteration. He is 100% human in this episode, but he has had this modification done just to get him through this special dinner with T'Pring and her parents. Here we've got a shot of Pike. He's carrying a nice little plate of hors d'oeuvres or something, and we see him in his green captain's jacket that we saw him wear in one episode last season, and Kirk obviously wore a few times in the original series. So it seems like they're getting the captain's jacket thing going on for at least one episode this season. Here we have another shot of the dinner party between Spock and his mother Amanda and I'm guessing T'Pring and her parents. Everyone's looking a little bit tense. So obviously something is going down in this episode, or Spock's behaviour, I'm guessing, that isn't perhaps playing out as people expect it to. Could be a good opportunity for some nice moments in this episode, which could be... I got a feeling this is going to be a quirky episode. Obviously, we had that episode last season where Spock and T'Pring swapped bodies, and it seems like we've got a bit more of that sort of kind of humour, I suppose, playing out in this episode. So there are our promo photos for this week's episode. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to Sci-Finatics yet, please don't be shy. Click on that big subscribe button to stay current and up to date with all the latest Star Trek news on YouTube. And if you haven't checked out my merch store yet, there's another day you can take advantage of the 20% off sale that's going on at the moment in the merch store. Be sure to check that out. It's got a day left on that, so be sure to grab yourself a t-shirt or a hoodie or a mug or a cap, a sticker or anything else that's there. Plenty of cool Star Trek designs, and help support the channel as well. Guys, I'll be back really soon with my next video. I'll catch you soon.